out that Elminster lost to Problems IRL, which is there's no shame in that. Yeah, all four of them had really tough first round opponents.
Oh boy.
So, yeah, no surprise to see them having to come back here from a 0-1. But yeah, all you need really is 4 wins out of 6 matches. So nothing lost for the runners.
Yeah, everyone can definitely still come back.
Mm-hmm. Alright, we see a check from Mikan already, but I kind of missed what it was. I just heard it.
I think I saw a crystal on Desert and Eastern Palace. I'm not quite sure what Hera was, but I'm sure chat will help us out here in a second.
Yeah. Different starting routes for the bottom race here. They are not going into to check the uncle or the triples. And FW also. Ooh, that's a nice triple right there. My word, that's bombs for days. Bombs for days.
Ooh, that is definitely a good start. We also saw that Uncle is giving away a change of clothes.
Nice, nice.
Unfortunately, Dsitt decided to pull the tree the first time without killing any enemies, which just gave him a little bit of a smoke puff and nothing else.
Did I see the mirror in the lumberjack cave, or am I going blind? I just put on my glasses. I'm pretty sure I saw a mirror though.
Yeah, that definitely looked like a mirror to me.
Oh man. Oh man.
So that is Screamin' Aga 1 required, I'd say.
Oh yeah. Ooh, Mikan with a very interesting play here. Gotta stand bombs and deciding to do escape with those. The front side at least. Which is it's not as easy as it sounds, really, because you gotta kill 3 guards and the ball and chain with just the bombs. So it can be a little bit tough right there.
Yeah, it's a very interesting choice. I'm not sure I'd do it myself, but I'm also probably not at that level. So we'll see where it leads him. Maybe he'll find something great. For the ball and chain guard, he might use some pots, which is not quite as annoying as the bombs. Ooh, oh, that pays off immediately. Jeez.
That's a nice bow right there. That's a big payoff right there for the bold strategy he used. Yeah, we have Eastern as a crystal, so if he is comfortable with dark rooms, he might just decide to say, Kakariko, I don't need that, let's go to Eastern. You know, that could be a very big play right there already.
Yeah, going into dungeons very good in version 26, so might pay off big for him, that early decision to go down here with just the bombs. Oh, this blue guard.
Yeah. In the meantime, we did find Quake in Kakariko, in Blindside, I believe.
Yeah, it was in the first chest that they checked down there.
Yeah. Let's see what else Kakariko has for payout. Yeah, and bear with the tracker right now. Trying to catch up with 4 people is really hard.
Yeah, shoutouts to Act the Boker who's tracking for us today. It's not the easiest task to track for 4 people at once, I assume.
Oh, I think I saw a fire rod there. In Blindsides.
Oh, the moon pearl from the bottle vendor.
Oh man. Well, Kakariko might actually be worth checking.
Yeah, I don't think Mikan should skip it at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like, if you get the bow, you know, if you're frisky, you might decide to just go into Eastern, finish it. The only really, I think the only real bad thing that could happen is if Kakariko had boots or the hookshot, maybe, to save some time in Eastern. But other than that, if you're comfortable with dark rooms, you might as well try, you know? Just make it play.
Yeah, that's very true, especially considering what a special opening Mikan decided for, so might as well, you know, might as well try.
Definitely. Alright, in the meantime, Dsitt and Elminster are... Well, they're sync. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that.
Doesn't get any more sync than that, that is true. Now Mikan found out that his mirror will be on the Lumberjack ledge. Let's see if the race game is anything worthwhile for us. Just an arrow upgrade.
Yep. So the good news about Lumberjack, by the way, like you hate to see an item there, but on the flip side, you know that you will eventually get boots. Like guaranteed, you have to have boots at some point. Now there is the mirror there though, and there is a chance, albeit a very small one, that they absolutely do not need the mirror on the seed. So
that's very true. Yeah, they might be able to skip out on it, but as you say, the chance is extremely slim, so I wouldn't count on it. But first and foremost, of course, they will need to find all the items to even get to Ago 1.
Yep.
So they'll be needing, well, they'll be needing a lamp, maybe. I personally wouldn't like to do the Aga Tower without a lamp, but it's definitely doable. And they most certainly need either a cape or the Master Sword to get through that barrier.
Yep.
We see FW is going down to the first part of Escape, or to Zelda's chest, so he'll be picking up his bow in just a second here.
Alright, and I indeed get confirmation that my glasses are not working. I'm hearing the hot news is that it wasn't a mirror, it was a heart piece in Lumberjack Cave.
Heart piece? How did we both mix up a heart piece with a mirror?
Maybe we wanted it to be the mirror? Maybe that's it?
That's probably it, yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, and there's the power gloves, and and the Titansmiths in Mini Moldor Cave.
Wow.
What is happening?
Wow, that's interesting. That's immediate Dark World access right here, right now.
Yep, that escalated quickly, as they say.
Mm-hmm. So the world is open, and I mean, personally, when this happens, I don't really like it. Like, if you can access a lot of things 6 minutes in, that's usually a sign for a seed that is not very kind to you. But we'll see how it progresses from here.
Yeah, let's hope for the best for our runners, but usually, as you say, if there's a lot to check, that means you'll have to be doing a lot of walking around and finding singular items here and there. On the hookshot and the 3 escape chests for Elminster.
Very nice, very nice.
That's another item that you'll absolutely have to finish the game, unless you're a hover god.
That unlocks potentially even more locations. Like, it's currently behind the sequence break to get to Death Mountain, but he has like, yeah, he's probably going to decide to even go up there right now. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Man, so many things to check. I wouldn't even know where to start, honestly.
Yeah, there really is plenty of choices for these guys right now. Looks like Dsitt is the first one of our bottom racers to pick up his change of clothes here. Gonna be happy about his blue mail.
At the top race, they both have the bow, so there is that. Let's see if they decide to skip out on the bottom of Light World first and go to Eastern. It looks like Mikan definitely does. And yeah, FW is not far behind here. Both deciding Eastern sounds good to me. Let's do that first. Which, I mean, honestly, I prefer that over having the whole Dark World access, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Eastern is a pretty good play right now, I think. I'd probably try to clean up most of the Dark World, most of the Light World first, before heading to the Dark World. It's hard to say, really. Oh, the hammer and the lamp at the back of Sahasrarla's hut.
That makes Eastern completely accessible, even by logic, so There's that, and that also means that the Death Mountain sequence break, quote-unquote, that Elminster just did, it's not really a sequence break anymore.
Oh, and there's a cape on top of Spectacle Rock. Sadly, we already know it's actually not the mirror in the Lumberjack Cave, but that doesn't mean Ego 1 is not required. I've learned the very hard way that you can never count out Ego 1.
He always comes back, man. He always comes back.
Yeah, that guy, he's the worst. Alright, and we're getting an Eastern check from both our top runners.
Yeah, they will just go ahead and get that dungeon done. Interestingly enough, if a runner has the bow, they can also check all chests, at least in pod, which Dsitt just found the bow, so, and he does have that Darkwood access, so he has even more options now. It's like, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, the options just don't stop for these guys. With every item they find, it just keeps getting crazier. Oh, except for maybe 2 single arrows and 2 chests right next to each other. I mean, 2 single rupees.
That's pretty amazing. Alright, let's see if Elminster can pull anything out of Death Mountain here. Looks like it's mostly love and money.
Well, not too great of a 7 chest cave, but at least that puts him over the Zora threshold, so he might maybe decide to go there.
Especially with the Moon Pearl, and I'm assuming everybody will know Fake Flipper. That is definitely a very viable option right now.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't quite get the ledge item, but you can pretty much clean out everything else up there. So if you see the ledge item isn't anything that you really want, you'll have that out of your mind and won't have to come back for it later.
Yeah, but more importantly, Top Race found the hammer in Eastern. Hot dang.
Oh, the hammer was in the back of Sahasrarla's hut, wasn't it?
Well, that's still Eastern for me.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, fine. I'll give it to you. I think Eastern, they found 10 arrows so far. And really not much else.
Alright, so Armas has an item then, I believe. But yeah, we're gonna see the dungeon finished here. Now here's the interesting thing. Elminster is checking Dark Death Mountain, and I'm not sure how fast I would come back to Eastern at this point in time, because like I said, or like we said, the access to Darkwood is great right now for the bottom race with the mids. Could be...
Oh, Mikan going for the 90 rupees up here in that room. You don't see that a whole lot, but he gets close to Zora money, so it's not the worst choice.
Gotta be careful to not die, though. Only on 3 hearts, which is interesting because the bottom race has so many hearts.
Yeah, that's right.
It's trying to live.
Yeah, trying to avoid as many enemies and kill them as much as possible. At least they've got blue mail, so it shouldn't be too awful, but still very dangerous. Right, there's a heart.
Alright, Dsitt also going for the Eastern play. Not going to find too much here. Unless, of course, Armos will pay out. Got the hookshot cave check by Elminster.
Yeah, and for Elminster, oh, the flute.
That's big. That's absolutely big.
That is huge, yeah. And it's still technically, I mean, we already know that the lamp is pretty close by and everything, but technically Elminster continued with his sequence break for quite a while.
Mm-hmm. But that's really huge because the flute will give him a definite movement advantage over Dsitt right there.
Yeah, especially since we haven't seen boots at all yet.
Mm-hmm. Alright. There's your heart. There's your heart, Mikan. Take it. Alright, so that is the first crystal down for the top race.
Yeah, and we saw that Eastern hasn't really paid out at all. I mean, they found a couple arrows and a heart container, and I forgot what the third item was, but nothing good as far as I can tell.
No, not really. Now, with the flute in hand, Elminster might actually decide that, you know, Eastern is maybe not a bad idea to check the hut, and that would be exactly what he has to do. So...
Yeah, though with the Titans in hand, he might also decide to check the mire area, so I hope he doesn't get too distracted.
Well, I mean, to be fair, how can you not get distracted on this seed?
Yeah,
You got so many options. It's dazzling. Alright, so he's deciding for Dark Worlds. If he did a Dark World map check, by the way, I completely missed it, so...
I think I caught the tail end of it and I saw a whole bunch of crystals, but that was really all of it. That's a shovel.
Alright, so yeah, Mikan and FW about to get their mitts, and then they will think, well, where do I go now?
So many options available. Looks like Elminster is immediately diving into Thieves Town, which is not a bad play.
Ooh, Bombos.
Bombos in the first chest.
Yeah, I think Elminster does have the problem, though, that he can't fight blind right now.
Yeah, so far he has no weapons that can really do anything to blind. I'm not sure if the fire rod does anything to blind.
No, it doesn't.
No? Okay, well then, definitely not. Unless he finds something in here that might help him. He might also just be checking the first 4 chests and then death warping back out of here.
It looks like it's a pendant, so that would make sense then.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
a sword!
Turns out wasn't such a bad choice after all. And he seems to be continuing. I guess he figures, alright, I got a sword now, might as well see what else this dungeon holds for me. Mikan is about to pick up his hook shot down here and escape.
Yeah.
So that'll give him even more options.
Are we in go mode yet? Man. Flashy. We even have a sword after 18 minutes. After last seat, I was a bit worried right now because they got so many items but still no sword, but yeah.
Yeah, sometimes the swords play a little nicer. Though we have no idea where they'll find their sword upgrade, so that might still be enough troll.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, now Dsitt grabs his first crystal from Eastern. And Mikan seems to be making his way up Death Mountain now, or Elminster already checked everything out, so he'll sooner rather than later probably grab his flute out of Hookshot Cave. And he's not even sequence breaking.
Yep. Ooh, interesting. Dsitt is probably going for pod here. There we go, a map check. Yeah, we get the only pendant in Dark World is, in fact, Thieves Town. We get Crystal 5 at Ice Palace. And that means that since Eastern was a crystal, that Desert and Hera must be pendants. Now, I don't know which one is the green one, but I'm sure we'll find out soon enough.
Mm-hmm. FW is immediately making the play on Skull Woods. He does have the Fire Rod, so he could potentially finish it if he decides to. And it's also one of the Pyramid Fairy crystals, so not a bad choice, I'd say.
Yeah. That is definitely a decent choice right here. Just gotta be a bit worried. If you don't have that many hearts and only have the hammer to fight Moth, that can be a little bit troublesome. But yeah, we'll see what he decides to do. So Elminster's actually finishing out Thieves Town here, just sticking with it.
Yeah, I assume that means that Blind must hold an item, otherwise I don't really see...
He might, since Elminster doesn't have the hammer, he doesn't really know, because he can't check the big chest.
Oh, that's very true, yeah.
Now, it would be really, really mean if that big chest had an item in there.
So Blind only had a red rupee. I think FW found one of the Skullwoods items, which was also just a red rupee.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so we have Dsitt and Pod's gotta keep an eye on that, because Pod has a bunch of items, and he can clear it up. He might not have a sword, but he does have the hammer. That is more than good enough to go through the dungeon. Combined with the bow, well, that's all chests available for you, so...
Yep, he could definitely clear it if he chooses to do so.
And all four runners are doing different things at the same time. Thank you very much, runners, because that makes our job even much harder.
Yeah, we're trying very hard not to miss anything here.
Yeah.
Easier said than done sometimes, but we got it.
It looks like FW is confident in his ability to kill Moth with the hammer, so we're going to be seeing that very soon here. He has the version 26 stigma of Skywoods does have to have something good.
On Mikan is checking Spiral Cave. I think Elminster didn't check that when he was up there earlier.
Oh man, I just realized FW does not have the sword yet. I was like kind of watching Elminster swing his sword, and then it's just like, oh wait.
Oh yeah. Well, so much for finishing Skull Woods, I guess.
Hold on. He could have at least, or maybe he found 2 items.
Maybe. I never saw him pick up the second one, but that doesn't mean he didn't find it.
Mm-hmm.
So Spiral Cave had our first bottle. It had a bee in it as far as I saw, but that's not the important part. That just means Mikan can probably check the Sick Kid and see if he has anything important.
I think Sick Kid had Red Rupee.
Oh, okay, that's not too great then. We're also seeing a little bit of a Froggy World tour here on Elminster's side. So let's check the Bumper Cave, which only had a heart piece, if I saw that right.
Maybe it was the mirror, Kappa.
Let's just call every heart piece the mirror for this scene.
Okay, and we get the medallion check from Mikan here. Already activating the portal.
And it is Quake.
Yeah. Somebody checked that earlier, but I don't know. I didn't catch that.
I also saw Mikan thinking about opening it for a second until he realized, oops, I don't have a sword to activate that medallion.
Yeah. The sword is pretty important. We come across that in a lot of races, that swords are very important for your ability to play through this game. Dsitt taking a death here. I didn't quite catch why and how, but that was pretty deep into pod.
Yeah, it doesn't look to be a death ward since he's just going right back in. Mikan picked up his flute, so that'll give him a nice little bit of advantage in the overworld movement over FW. Even though he seems to be hot on his heels, he's just making his way up the Death Mountain now, so it shouldn't be too long.
Yeah. It's without a sword, like this maze is actually kind of hard to navigate because like sometimes you just have to get an enemy out of the way, and you really can't unless you like, you know, hammer it and the hammer hitbox.
Yeah, not the greatest hitbox in the game, I'd say.
So that's probably why he took a death there.
Oh no, for a red rupee.
Nothing too interesting. We found some money in pod, but I mean, yeah, other than that, it seems like there's not really a whole lot in there. Unless I didn't catch if he already checked the right side of pod here. Without the mirror as well, he has all this travel time right now, which is not that great. You really don't like doing that, but you know. He didn't check this part yet. Let's see what happens here.
All these turtles trolling him a little bit.
Alright, top race. FW catching up on to Mikan here doing the Death Mountain, while Mikan did buy a potion. Some Broku.
Surprised to see that he didn't go for the Zora play up there, but I guess he wants the flippers first, or maybe fake flipper and do the water walking glitch.
I think none of the runners did that. I'm a bit surprised by that.
Oh, and those are the silvers in the Mire Shed and the fire rod, if the ice rod, if I saw that right.
That's a good haul right there. Now Elminster still has to get his bow, but that's definitely very nice for him there.
Yeah, very seldomly do you see two important items in the Mire Shed. Oh no, Mikan is going for the Skull Woods play, and it seems he entered from the back.
He just wants to check the chests. Please just check the chests.
It's kind of funny to see too that Elminster, out of all four racers, is the only one with a sword right now.
Yeah, it's because that was in Pendant Thief's Town, which I don't know. Do you go in there without a sword? Like, I don't know. It's tough. Like the first four chests maybe, but then you don't have the mirror, and it's kind of hard to death warp. I don't know. Tough call.
Yeah, it is definitely a tough call. And on FW stream, we see that the tile room in Hera is definitely required. He got a small key and a couple of rupees, I think.
Okay. Maybe we can find out what color pendant. I think desert is desert green. Yes, desert should be green, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Mikan, don't fall for it. Don't fall for it.
No, it looks
you don't
like
want to be here. You don't want to be here. No. Just save and quit. No. Just save and quit, man.
He better not be going further.
Yeah,
in.
if you death warp, you definitely plan to keep. Yeah. Oh no.
Okay, he's leaving. Phew.
That's interesting. I think this is a bit slow.
Maybe he went to check Bumper Cave and Village of Outcasts or something. I'm not quite sure myself, to be honest.
Or did he start on the back?
He did start in the back, yes.
Ah, okay, that makes sense. I missed when he started Skullwoods. In the meantime, Dsitt on Helmasaur.
Yeah, trying to... Oh, okay, that's a very nice pattern here. Elminster gets a bit annoying once he gets his mask off because he moves so fast, so hitting him with normal arrows can be quite the challenge. We also saw FW take an unfortunate death, I think, in Tower of Hera. He might have just been Death Warp, and I just caught his death screen earlier.
I think he was in the basement, so that might have been a Death Warp from there.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Okay. And we do get to see Moth now on Elminster's screen in a bit here. Because he does have the sword.
Oh, a nice magic refill here. That's gonna help on his fight, definitely. Oh, you don't need the key.
Man.
Okay, there he goes.
Yeah. Yeah, so Dsitt does definitely have the crystal advantage right now. Elminster does have a couple more items, but
He's gonna have to be very careful in this Moth fight with only 4 hearts and green mail. At least being patient so far.
Good dodges, good dodges. You hate to see the spikes catching your fire rod shot.
Oh boy. Whew.
Ooh. Well done there. Well done there.
Clutched that out. The picky.
Oh boy.
KFW caught his blue pendant. Didn't really get anything worth out of Tower of Hera, I don't think.
Didn't see anything really. Shovel, shovel, shovel. Did we see a shovel check yet? I don't think we did.
No, I think Elminster is the only one at the shovel before Mikan, and I don't think he's been to the Grove yet to check it out. Oh, but Mikan decides to do the Thieves' Town play, so he'll get his bombos and his fighter sword here soon. Might also opt to finish it up completely. He does have the hammer though, so he can check the big chest. I'm still not quite sure if it had anything. I don't think it did because Blind dropped something.
Well, we found the map right now. Let's just keep your focus. Maybe it does have something. I don't know.
Well, we'll find out here in a second. Meanwhile, FW is on his way to check all of Dark World Death Mountain and probably the Hookchuck Cave, netting him his flute. Yep. So that means the only one without a flute so far is Dsitt. Hopefully he'll make his way up Death Mountain soon.
And Mikan got his sword right there.
Yeah, and he decides, nope, I'm not finishing this dungeon, it's a pendant. I'm Death Warping back out.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Yeah, not a bad choice, I guess.
Dsitt also making the Thieves' Town play. I'm really curious about that big chest now, honestly.
Well, at least we're gonna find out what the Dick Spot has now. Just a big 20.
No. We didn't find the mirror. It was a piece of hearts.
Yeah, just ignore us. Sometimes, at least.
Okay.
Alright, Dsitt picking up his sword. FW just 1 or 2, no wait, actually 1, 2, 3 chests or so for his flute. Oh, and there we go. We're seeing a fake flippers to Lake Highly Island to check what's on there, but on Elminster stream. Probably gonna check the hobo and then go back for the Zora warp, I'd assume.
Yep. That's probably what's gonna happen. Now, Dsitt is deciding to finish it, which is good for me because it will give me rest about the big chest.
Oh, Dsitt is having a little bit of trouble with the Hellway here. He makes it through, but only one heart left. He needs to watch out for those. I don't even know what they are. I call them crickets.
Yeah, grasshoppers, crickets, whatever. They hurt. They do hurt.
A lot. Oh, okay. He just gets them out of the way with the hook shot. Not taking any risks here.
Alright, we're seeing Hype Cave here. On Mikan stream. It's not very hype.
Nope, just another bee in a bottle. So that makes 2 bottles with 2 bees in them. Alright, Elminster's gonna be checking out the Waterfall of Wishing now. Let's see if those 2 chests have anything for him. King of Burna, okay. Not the greatest item, but...
I mean, can come in quite handy here and there.
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
It does give Spike Cave a shot to be important. We have rupees on the ledge at Zora, and then we of course get to see what the big guy has to say about a deal today.
Yeah, is it gonna be yet another life lesson? Mikan is making the play on pod now. We already know that what's happening there.
That's fancy.
Okay, that was interesting, but yeah. Okay, so just an arrow upgrade from Zora. Nothing worth 500 bucks, I'd say.
Yeah, no.
Dsitt is finally gonna sate your curiosity.
It's just a compass, it's fine, okay. That's good.
Crisis averted.
Okay, I mean, the runners, all 4 of them, have really different routes, but I'm feeling like they are going to catch up to each other at this point eventually. Elminster is finally going to get his bow, so he'll be able to do Pod and Eastern, while, yeah, the others, currently Dsitt is finishing Thieves Down just to make sure. Probably going to try and do or finish Skullwoods after that, and top race, yeah, we see Pod and Thieves Down in the top race right now. Mikan with the slight advantage here because we know Thieves Down didn't really have anything past the sword. He got that sword and then Death Warped out, so that gives him a little bit of an edge over his opponent right there. But other than that, it's really going to come together here in a little bit, I feel.
Yeah, I think so too. Despite their different routes, really, they're not too far apart in what they have and what they can check and what they have already checked. They're just doing it in different orders. It'll be interesting to see if FW decides to finish up Thieves Town or if he's gonna get out of here too after he gets a sword. It's definitely a bit of a gamble to just Death Warp out of here and leave the rest of the dungeon like that, but...
Yeah. He's deciding to finish it, which is reasonable.
Yeah, especially if you're still looking for so much, you really don't want to leave anything behind that might come back to haunt you.
Yep. Alright, so... Curious to see, yeah, Elminster with a nice Death Warp here, honestly.
Yeah, that was really nice.
Is he going to go in the back? In the dark now? Oh no, he's just going out. Oh, I
Yeah,
see. That's smart. That's very smart. Very smart.
Yeah, I forgot he hasn't checked Uncle yet. He's gonna get his blue mail now. Meanwhile, Dsitt decides to check the Hammerpack caves. Okay. Mikan still slowly making his way through pod. We already know the items in here aren't really anything to write home about, but crystal is a crystal. And now with his newfound bow, Elminster is indeed making the eastern play. Grabbing his crystal in there. He's cleared out the place pretty much, so it's just a quick walk back. Oh wait, hasn't he been in here yet? I guess not. So, let's see. Where can they go after all of this? They're all in different areas right now, but I'm trying to think what their next step might be.
Yeah, it's tough. I don't really know, honestly. I think...
I'm thinking Dsitt will probably go up Death Mountain in a little bit here, since he still hasn't been there yet. Was that Death War from Mikan?
I think so.
Okay, good.
Fake flipper into ice. I don't know. It's tough, really. Like, they must have missed something. All four of them must have missed something small, honestly. Because I can't really think of a tension play at this point, really. I mean, aside from fake flippering ice.
There's not really much. They can't get into DP without the book. They can't get into ice without fake flippering into it. They definitely can't get into Mire. They could get into Turtle Rock, but not very far at all without the Cane of Samaria.
Yeah. Good points there. I think none of them have checked Pyramid or Catfish.
Oh yeah, that's very true.
So there might be something waiting there.
I can't really check any of the mirror spots yet, since we know it's at Lumberjack Cave.
Yeah, still gotta find the piece of the mirror before I can check any of those locations.
Oh, wouldn't that be something? You have to find 4 pieces of the mirror before you can use it.
Don't even start. That's going to be a mode. Yeah, my guess would be Pyramid Catfish right now. Would have something at this point. Because I can't think of anything else really that not at least one runner has checked at this point.
Yeah, very true. It's there's not much left at all for them to check, at least with the items they currently have. I mean, there's obviously quite a bunch of spots left to check in total, but...
Mikan trying to arrow Elminster here. Missing a couple of shots here and there, but in absolutely no danger. It's just a bit annoying. There we go.
Yep, there we go. Alright, so that's crystal number 2 for Mikan.
Yeah, Elminster has a bit of an advantage with the silvers here over the other runners. Because he found them before he did the Eastern boss, so that gives him a little bit of a faster boss fight.
Yep, that is true.
But yeah, we're running short on items. Video game.
Give us something good.
Looks like Mikan is deciding to finish Skullwoods here.
Yeah, not a bad decision at all. It's a dungeon you can get into and finish. Now that he has a sword, he doesn't have to worry about those curtains either.
And Elminster finally picking up his hammer, and I don't think he feels very good about the hammer being here, honestly, because it took him 45 minutes to get to this hut, and you kind of hate to see a big item like the hammer in this hut, and then you took 45 minutes to get it.
Yeah, that can feel good, and then seeing that the lamp is also in there, I mean, the lamp is much less important than the hammer, especially for these players who are probably very comfortable with doing dark rooms.
Mm-hmm.
But still, you never like seeing something like that in an easily accessible spot that you could have checked like 40 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Dsitt also the first one to open up Turtle Rock here, since he came here with a sword and the medallion in hand.
Saving time.
Yep, gonna save some time later on.
Interesting, though. Interesting. I wonder when somebody will decide to check either, I think, Catfish, Pyramid, or we also have Spike Cape on the table, actually.
Yeah, we do. That's true. Especially with the Cane of Burna that Elminster already found.
Exactly.
Though, to be fair, that was a bit of a sequence break, so...
That is true. That is true.
Alright, Mikan about to get into his moth fight, but he's almost out of magic, so it'll all have to be Fighter Sword or Hammer if he feels confident doing that.
A hammer can be very tough. Switched into it. Here we go.
Getting bullied by those spikes, but very nice. It looks like it's about time for FW to make the pod play. So now, unless Mikan also decides he wants to do the Froggy World Tour, we might see him check Catfish and Pyramid and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Let's see if he's actually going there. He might be opening the big chest in Skullwoods. We all know that it's only a piece of art, but you don't want to leave an item behind in here.
Okay, so Dsitt is getting sick kid done. Took a while for him to find a bottle, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Getting the piece of the mirror right there. Very nice.
This is gonna follow us for a while, I believe.
If I had to guess who's ahead right now, I would say I don't know.
Yeah, I can't make any guesses at all. The only thing that I could look at is the crystal count, and that's 3 for Mikan and 2 for everybody else, or 1. But that doesn't really mean anything at all.
Yeah. It's really the first person that actually deviates from what everybody has been doing so far. It's going to be in the lead. Like, whoever finds the next item is going to have a bit of a lead over the others, I feel.
Yeah, that's exactly right, I would say. As soon as someone doesn't do what all the others have already done and finds a big item, that'll guide their way to the next step. Again, picking up his ice rod and his silver shear, not bad. He might be thinking about Hera now that he's back on Death Mountain. I don't know, he just wanted a quick flute. Alright, I think Mikan is going to do Fake Flipper and get his Fairy Waterfall of Wishing and Zora item. Yeah, so really all of our runners more or less doing the same, just in a different order, no thanks to how Dsitt is guiding them here. Okay, we see Dsitt is coming on the back of Skull Woods here, gonna finish up his Mothula fight too, I'd say. Grabbing another crystal for us. Oh, Mikan having a little bit of trouble with the warp here. The swimming physics in this game are so weird.
And still nobody getting a clear advantage.
Yeah, it's really weird how Dsitt is kind of forcing everyone to do the same thing. It's really, as you say, it can't really be anything else but Pyramid or Quakefish anymore at this point.
Yep. Yeah, and they all want to stay on the logic, so nobody fake flippered into ice, which would be a possibility, but they also know that can't be the next step, you know?
I suppose Gary's lunchbox could still have something. I don't think we've seen any of the guys bring it back yet.
Maybe. I vaguely remember somebody having it at some point, but I might also be remembering the last race, so don't quote me on that.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure either, but I don't remember anyone. At least I don't remember which item they got out of it, if they got it.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like Mikan is deciding that his sequence break wasn't too great, so he might be checking out the Spike Cave. Not quite sure why he's going up here.
Interesting. Yeah, it almost has to be for Spike Cave, right? Yeah. He checked everything else already, didn't he?
Oh, that's the only way he can get up here, of course. And he's gonna jump down from here and take the warp.
Yeah.
I guess he thought it was faster this way around.
Well, he could also decide to do Hera, which was maybe what, yeah, he's going to do right there. We already know that Hera has nothing, so he's not going to be happy with that. But yeah.
Yeah, especially since it starts out making you do the tile room.
They found the cane of Burna in the waterfall cave, and they don't have flippers yet, so the cane is a sequence break for now if you go into Spike Cave with that. Alright, we see a couple more bosses here.
Oh yeah, Dsitt needs to be very careful.
Mm-hmm.
Mikan gets the iframes on the crystal switches here, but he needs to be careful too. Sometimes you get stuck if you're down in that corner.
Yeah. And that hurts.
Especially without the mirror. Now the skins on our sprites here are different sprite choices you can make when you start playing the randomizer. We have a lot of different and awesome sprite makers who've made, I think, close to 40, if not over 40 already, different sprites that you can choose from to play with.
Yep, there is a lot. There is a lot. And we are seeing now, we're seeing the ice play on Elminster's side here. This is also a sequence break, but I mean, ice could hold all the answers.
Yeah, we'll soon find out. He does have all the items that he needs to clear it, so it's not a bad choice. It's just, as you say, it's a pretty big sequence break without the flippers.
Yeah, I think at this point, 1 hour in, I mean, the racers have made okay progress, but I don't think that either of them is feeling particularly good about this seed.
Yeah, I'd be surprised to hear them say that they had a lot of fun with this at the end.
Oh, another piece of the mirror for Elminster. Very good.
He's slowly putting it together.
It will eventually combine.
By our powers combined.
Alright, and Dsitt also making the ice play, so that race stays close right there.
Yeah, these guys are just hot on each other's heels. Oh, he decides, hasn't he gone to Hobo yet, I guess?
Oh, yeah. That's right. Too bad. Maybe he decides to go into ice after this, though. He can't have much left that he didn't check.
Yeah, definitely not. And since Hobo doesn't give him anything that will make him progress anywhere else, he might just swim back and see what ice has to offer. You see FW on the top also decided to do the fake flipper into water walking, so he grabbed his cane of Burnaugh, is gonna check out Zora now. Everyone is really close to each other.
See Elminster with the bomb jump right now.
There we go. I think Mikan is going for the Spike Cave play.
Alright. Now, what I could imagine is that Pyramid or Catfish have flippers, and this is actually also an item. That would be pretty big.
Yeah, this could turn out big for him. Maybe he will find the actual mirror in here.
Well, let's find out.
Or the book. Really anything else. Well,
Dun dun dun.
so much for that. On Elminster's side, we saw that he picked up that piece of heart earlier, so that means one more item left in Ice Palace.
Running out of options.
Yeah, someone needs to go check the pyramid and Quakefish. I'm really surprised that these guys are choosing to check the pyramid so late, especially with how early they got the hammer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, look like Mikan doesn't quite know where he should go. Just a little dance on top of the stairs and decides, nope, I'm gonna go back into Thieves Town. Oh boy.
Yeah, I mean, this is a reasonable play at this point. If you checked so many things and you didn't finish this dungeon, I would probably do the same at this point.
Yeah, it's not a bad play, especially with the information that he has. Obviously, we as spectators know a lot more, but he would have no way of knowing that the rest of Thieves Town doesn't really yield anything.
Mm-hmm.
When Elminster gets one of the puffs down, needs to be careful. He's down to 3 hearts and almost no more magic.
I got one more shot. Alright, and it's hammer from here, and let me tell you, it's not fun to try to hammer these.
Ooh. Gets an ice cube falling on his head.
Come on, you can do it.
Oh man, one of these has to be dead soon.
Yeah. How are they not dying?
Come on! Okay, there goes one. And there goes the other one. Phew!
Alright, well done there. I think he still has one item left though, nice, if I...
Yeah,
pay
he pretty much go-moded it, so he might just go right back in.
Yeah. Not going back in.
No, besides, maybe the sequence break is a little bit too much of a sequence break. And FW is on his Mafiola fight now, down to 4 hearts and out with the hammer. But he gets it down, no problem. Oh, you know what I just realized? Elminster wanted that crystal real quick to check the Fat Fairy. That's all he wanted out of Ice Palace.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Not a terrible idea. But that will also bring him over to the pyramid, so...
Yeah, exactly. We'll finally get to see the item on there, and maybe after the double-chested fairy, he'll decide, okay, might as well go up to the Quakefish.
Yep. So at this point, I would definitely say that Elminster is actually ahead, not only in crystal count, but he's bound to find something here. There's nothing else left, really, I think.
Yeah, there must be something here. And if it isn't here, it must be at Quakefish, because even the Fat Fairy is a huge sequence break for him right now. It might hold an item that he wants, but it's not something the logic would expect him to have at this point. Okay, let's see, Pyramid, what do you have?
Just monies.
It is surprising.
A shield and more mirror. I mean, heart pieces. Okay, so let's see. I think, yeah, he's probably going for catfish.
Yeah, as you said, there really isn't anything else left that I can think of at least.
What if catfish has flippers?
Oh my god.
I mean, that would open up nothing except the one chest of ice that he left. That might actually be something.
I'm expecting the catfish to have either the book or powder.
Book would be an interesting one. Chet was already speculated. Chet always wants pedestal seeds, and of course, like if we find the book, that's the biggest indicator for a pedestal seed, honestly, because that would give us access to desert, and then we could finish all pendant dungeons. All right, here we go.
Let's see.
It's the mirror, the actual mirror.
Oh my god.
The actual mirror. Oh man. Well, there you go. There you go, my friends.
Well, that does open up quite a bunch of mirror spots for him now, so definitely more to check. And really, at this point, all these mirror spots, or at least a couple of them, they have to have something that will let them progress even further into the game.
Yeah.
I guess that also means, well, no, he doesn't have Flipper, so that doesn't mean Swamp is open to him.
Nope. It's really, I mean, desert, and a couple few locations, and that's it. That's all he can do now.
Yeah, and for all we know, desert might be boots locked on top of everything, so...
Yeah. He's going to get that chest. Also hasn't checked pegs yet, so he's going to do that as well. But yeah, for the other three, it's pretty much a race to the mirror. Elminster definitely in the lead right now, with that mirror in hand.
I like this decision of him to get the chest, and then he can walk down to the Grove in the Dark World, check that mirror spot there, and then flute over to Swamp and bring back the chest. So it gets a couple things done at once.
Yep. This is pre-recorded, of course. Kappa.
Well, I guess he proves me wrong because he flutes immediately over there and doesn't check the mirror spot. That might come back to haunt him. I'm assuming it won't be too long before he checks any mirror spots here, but it looks like he wants to get into desert first. He might check Agina here, which, now that I think about it, I don't think any of our runners have checked Agina's cave yet.
Huh. I can't remember it, that's for sure, but I thought one did. Not quite, I don't know. Okay, it looks like the top race, FW and Mikan are, I don't want to say in sync, but they do have the same idea at the same time.
Oh, Cane of Samaria at Agina's cave. That opens up Turtle Rock. Didn't even need anything for that. They could have checked that hours ago.
Wow. Dang.
So that means that's gotta feel bad, right? That means Turtle Rock has been open for quite a while.
Yeah. That's really surprising, honestly. I would have figured, especially with the flute, somebody checked it. That's why I didn't even think about that.
Especially since they were in the Mire area earlier, so they definitely fluted to 6 before. Might as well just jump down, check that cave, and then flute back to 6.
Wow.
Alright, and both are top runners getting the mirror at almost the same second.
Yep, they gotta be quite happy with that.
Yeah, finally more stuff to check, and see, Mikan is not very happy with that.
Now, a bit of a problem that the other three could have when they found, like, obviously FW and Mikan just found the mirror. Now, we know that the cane is in a location that is easily accessible. Will they remember that? Like, Mikan is already mad right now. But imagine he doesn't check Agnes' cave. Oh dear.
Alright, and Elminster is indeed immediately going for that Turtle Rock play. I don't think there was much left for him to check other than, well, nothing, I guess.
Going in the back of the desert is a possibility, but other than that, yeah. This is the play for sure.
Yeah, let's hope that Mikan decides to check the checkerboard cave here and then maybe remember Agina's cave, and that looks like he's headed to the checkerboard cave at least. His opponent, FW, decides that the first mirror spot he wants to check is the graveyard ledge. That might also hold something of importance. Oh, and there's the flippers.
The flippers! Oh dear. Oh dear, that's bad. That's actually bad.
That might get him into Ice Palace, I guess.
It gets him into ice, and yeah, the problem is, I think we found all the items on pretty much at this point, didn't we? That we need. All we need is ether. Is that correct? So like, if Elminster finds ether in Turtle Rock, say, Mikan might just full clear both dungeons that need flippers for nothing.
Yeah, that's very true. Those flippers could actually come back to haunt him.
That being said, it all depends on where ether is on. That's the only conditional here. And it could literally be anywhere at this point, so that's the big last item that we're missing here. Now the flippers could also be a blessing, on the other hand, if ether is in swamp.
Yeah, we can't forget they also need the Master Sword, so they definitely need to find at least one more sword.
That's right, we're still searching for swords, oh man. Why are we always looking for swords? I don't understand.
Because the admins decided they wanted to do open mode. Oh man, and Elminster needs to be careful here. Oof.
Ooh.
Okay, gets the Cane of Burnough and gets a bug net for his trouble.
Yep.
By the sounds of it, Mikan is a very good button masher. Alright, let's see what Swamp holds for us. If he finds Ether here or a sword upgrade, it'll have been worth it, but as you said, he might just full clear this and not really get anything that he's looking for.
Yeah. And it hurts more to full clear Swamp over Turtle Rock. I feel, because like the left side takes forever.
Yeah, definitely. The difference between a go mode Turtle Rock and a normal full clear Turtle Rock is not that huge. The difference in Swamp Palace, if you have to check the left side or not, is quite crazy.
Yeah. Elminster is trying to stay alive, though. Oh man.
Oh,
no magic, half a heart in a dream. Dang.
Oh god. Everything's coming for him here. I would have just gotten out of there once the anti-fairies were trapped down below, but he wants to check that middle chest.
Kudos for staying alive there.
Absolutely. Gets a key for a key, that's gonna hurt. Oh, and we see FW making a play for Desert. I don't think anyone else has been in here yet.
No, nobody else checked here, so we'll see. It is key locked. However, there is still one chest that he can get at least.
Yeah, if he gets a key here, he can check out. Oh, and there's a sword upgrade for Mikan, so Swamp already paying out.
Nice. Desert is in fact boot locked, so probably irrelevant. Hopefully irrelevant. So yeah, Mikan actually, that is already with like, even if there's another free sword upgrade, that will put him one over Elminster at the very least. That doesn't really matter because they are not racing each other, but yeah, that is definitely already a nice thing for him right there.
Man, Turtle Rock with that equipment is no fun.
No. I mean, I'm impressed that he's actually keeps fighting with the fighter sword and doesn't die, honestly.
Yeah, he's thankfully gonna get some sort of checkpoint here now that he has to go outside the dungeon.
Another sword in Swamp! That's 2 swords in Swamp! That's huge. That is huge.
That is massive.
Oh man, imagine somebody gambles on a sword being some, imagine Elminster finds Ether, and he gambles on the sword on the way and doesn't open these chests. Oh boy.
Oh man, that could turn out real bad.
This is, very interesting.
I mean, we still have one sword upgrade at large, but the chances of them running into it just on their way are probably pretty slim.
Yep. I believe FW did just pick up his Cane of Samaria, if I saw that correctly.
He did also grab the flippers out of the checkerboard cave. And I'm sure Mikan is very happy with those 2 sword upgrades before Argus, because that bot fighters are no good.
Oh yeah.
Alright, grabs his crystal while FW seems to be making the Turtle Rock play himself. I don't think it's really paid out for Elminster so far.
No, there was really nothing for the time being.
Oh, and Dsitt decided to fake Flipper into Ice Palace himself.
Not going to find a good turnout, and I said the flippers were a bad thing for Mikan, but at this point, I think they might actually pull this around for him.
Yeah, it worked out quite well. I only wish he checked Agina's cave before, because that might lead him to skip the left side, which he's going back for now, it seems.
Which this could turn out to be a bit of a time loss, but yeah. Could also have Ether, who knows? Who knows?
If Ether is in here too, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Yeah. Now the thing is, though, he has to remember that there's Agonist Cave does exist. That's the one thing he has to remember. He still has to get his cane.
Yeah, there's no way around that.
Elminster dying on the laser bridge here, but he did pick up the entrance, so he can just restart right then and there. It's a very tough section to do, especially without boots.
Yeah, laser skip is quite difficult. Even with boots, unless you've practiced it a bit, it'll be hard. But without boots, it's not a whole different ballgame.
Yeah. He's gonna try and open the chest, obviously, because he's still on the fighter sword, and yeah, he's probably thinking about either Ether or a sword upgrade at this point. So he'll definitely open all the chests here, even though it's taking quite a while.
Okay, Mikan, let's show us what that left side holds.
He
Oh,
does
half
find
magic.
half magic. That's really good for him right now. Half magic is definitely something that makes him breathe a little bit easier because he has Trinex coming up, and with the fighter sword especially, you are basically almost forced to use the hammer there. Switch between the rods and all that. If you miss a shot or two, that can already mean the end for you. So having half magic there is amazing.
Yeah, that's got to be a huge sigh of relief from him.
Mm-hmm. Alright, Mikan opening his last chest in Swamp right now. It's Ether!
Ether! What?
What?
Oh
Oh
my
my god!
That swamp play paid off massively.
Alright, Mikan, I bow to you, my friend.
Yes, couldn't be any better with the routing choices here. He doesn't know it, but that was crazy.
Oh, let's just hope. Bless RNG that he remembers Agnes Cave. Bless
Yeah.
RNG.
I was about to say, he really needs to remember that cave.
He must feel really good about that play right now. Let's hope he remembers.
Gonna do Ice Palace first, not really a bad choice. The only thing is, he might decide to full clear it because he's still looking for stuff. So that might waste him some more time over FW.
In the meantime, Elminster finishing up Trinix here, no problems. So yeah, now we know Swamp is the play. Now we know.
Definitely, Turtle Rock really didn't have anything from what I remember, except for that half magic, which is obviously huge on the Trinix fight with Fighter Sword.
Yeah, so I mean, I think eventually all runners will get their swords because they will be forced to clear Swamp at some point, so we shouldn't run into any sword troubles on any streams here. At least that's going to be good for them.
Yeah, definitely.
Just a matter of, especially for Elminster, it's just a matter of picking up those flippers and finding those. His opponent Dsitt as well doesn't have the flippers yet, so that could be quite interesting. Well, Elminster does have a huge crystal lead. I don't quite remember how much he has left to check out. Like I think he could still do Hera. So he might decide to do that.
He might be on his way to Hera. He might also be doing Spike Cave right now, but I think he'll probably check out Hera first. Or not.
Or not. No. In the meantime, the top race... That is really interesting because Mikan seems so far ahead, but at the same time, he's not really.
Oh, he's especially having some trouble here with the Ice Palace bomb jump. Oh, man.
Yeah, good point in chat with this. It's not guaranteed that the Cane would even give Mikan go mode because there's still a chance for the torch in Ganon's tower. Which, who wants to see Boots and Pedestal? Oh man, that would be really mean after this seed, honestly.
That would be extremely mean, but we've seen meaner things.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Alright, Mikan makes it over finally.
Oh, that's right, Desert was Bootlock. My bad. Let's forget that Desert is bootlocked. Let's just put the boots in there anyways in the pedestal, why not? Maybe we don't we might not even need them, might as well put them in there. FW getting a nice refill there on the side. Don't see that very often. That's definitely very good, especially if you don't have the boots for the laser skip, so you can use your cane in this case, the Cane of Verona. It's gonna help him up quite a bit.
Definitely, and he'll be very happy to find his half magic here too. key in the last chest.
Elminster did check Ice Palace, but he did leave a chest behind. Like one item is still in there that we don't know about, which Mikan might fight right now. Maybe it's Butter Sword. That'd be quite ironic, honestly.
Wouldn't that be something? Okay, now FW's coming up on his try next fight. Alright, yeah, Mikan is definitely full clearing this. And we're seeing a Pyramid Fairy check from Dsitt here. While FW is trying to finish up his try next fight. He seems to be doing okay so far. He just needs to watch out a little bit. Though he just found a blue potion, so in no danger of dying, really. Elminster about to pick up his flippers. And it's only a blue rupee as the last item in Ice Palace, so good choice by Elminster to not fully clear it. Of course he doesn't know that, but
that's gotta be... Yeah. It's gotta be on his mind right now. He's of course going to Swamp first, which is a very good decision, as we know.
That palace, that dungeon, that was crazy. Alright, so Mikan on his way to Cold Stare. I hope that after this he decides to go with Meyer and maybe remember Adina's cave, because if he doesn't, he'll be looking for that Cane of Samaria for quite some time.
Well, he should remember it rather sooner than later.
Yeah,
Fortunately, you do need the cane for Turtle Rock, so he can't do that, which is good for him.
Yes.
We see FW, unfortunately, taking the wrong flipper required dungeon here first.
Yeah, sadly, he's not gonna find anything in here except for the crystal at the end, but... Oh, Mikan, be careful! No,
Okay.
Clutching it out there. Now we see Dsitt checking into Desert. He'll soon find out it's gonna be absolutely boots locked, so we'll probably not be spending too much time in here. Elminster is making his way into the treasure trove that is Swamp Palace. Alright, Mikan, don't go into Meyer without the cane, please.
It's not that bad. He has to find the big key anyways, and unless it's at the start, it's probably not going to lose him too much time to look for the cane inside the dungeon. Let's hope for his sake that the big key is in vanilla location. That would probably be best case scenario, more or less. Funnily enough, but yeah.
It's just that if he grabbed his Cane of Samaria before going in here, he could definitely go mode it.
Well, who knows? Maybe, you know, the boots are in here. And if the big key's early and he finds the boots late, all of a sudden, he's a genius.
Well, he's already proven that he's quite the genius
Yeah,
in that swamp play.
he made quite the play, so yeah. Definitely.
Alright, a small key, so far so good. Dsitt just picking up his cane of Samaria. And it looks like Elminster is gonna check the left side first. Not a bad play if you're still looking for items, but sadly we know it's gonna be a waste of time for him. Oh, well, never mind. The big key was here. I didn't even remember that. Not a waste of time.
Mm-hmm. He will definitely like what he finds in that chest.
Mm-hmm.
Here are the
boots! The boots! What? Mikan, how are you doing this?
The boots are here.
No,
oh, man.
The only thing I hope is that Mikan doesn't think the cane might be on pedestal, since he can clear desert now.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
I mean, I'm definitely not hoping for that, but, you know,
oh boy.
If he does forget about Agina's cave, he will definitely think, okay, I have the boots now, I know desert is boots locked.
Oh no.
Let's go back there and pick up that pendant.
Oh man.
He already has the other two pendants, so it's not a huge stretch.
I'm sure he's fine. He got this, right?
Yeah, let's believe in Mikan. He's made two insanely great choices here.
Oh boy.
Well, he's gonna go ahead and check the big chest, I think. I think he got pretty much everything else in here that he can currently access. Oh, there's this chest left over here, okay.
Oh, did Elminster not pick up the temperate sword?
Oh wow, and he didn't
because
pick up the...
Oh yeah, he is in go mode. So yeah, he's just like, alright, you know, that's fine. I can just skip this stuff, no worries. So he missed out on tempered.
Yeah, that's a bit of a bummer. I mean, he can definitely kill Ganon this way, so he's probably not too worried about it, but...
That is something where Dsitt will potentially actually have an advantage over him, though.
Yeah, most definitely.
That being said, Dsitt also still has to do Turtle Rock, so there is that.
Oh, Mikan is going back to desert. Oh no!
Oh man, this is FW's chance. This is it. This is his chance, depending on how far Mikan takes this, and I hope he doesn't go all the way with it. Please do.
I do hope he just wants those two items. I hope Lambolas doesn't have an item, because otherwise... Whew.
Oh dear. FW still has to do Swamp, but He's getting some time. He is getting some time right here.
Yeah, every second Mikan spends in here is a time gain, is a second gain by FW. And Dsitt did indeed pick up his Tempered Sword, so he has one up on Elminster now. As you said, he still needs to do Turtle Rock, but... There's Butter Sword, what?
Oh dear.
Alright, Mikan, come on.
Dear.
No, don't flute away.
FW is still checking Overworld right now, doing Fed Fairy, so there is still... That's... oh man. Oh man. Well, since Elminster is in go mode, I'm going to call that he will probably win his race, unless... barring any major disasters, he should have this... He's more than a dungeon ahead at this point. He might have a one less sword upgrade, but... Yeah.
With the crystal lead he currently has and go moding the last crystal that he needs, he should be fine.
Yeah. Because, I mean... Yeah.
Yeah, it will probably be very hard for Dsitt to catch up. The above race, though, could end up being crazy close, depending on how many more overworld spots Mikan decides to check here.
This is interesting. He does not remember. He might have just remembered. Did he remember? He didn't remember. He's going to finish Desert. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
Oh, yeah, he is.
Oh dear. Well then, so you guys wanted a pedestal seat? There you go. No. Oh man.
Oh man, if this leads to a blind pedestal pull, and then Mikan will be completely confused on where to go.
He's definitely pulling it. Definitely. Unless he somehow miraculously remembers Agnes Cave after Desert.
Yeah, that's really the only hope that we still have left for him, not just going the blind bull pedestal, but...
I can only hope that maybe he goes, hold on, I just finished Desert, I can check this, did I actually check this? Maybe I didn't check this, and then maybe he finds the cane. Maybe, please. Alright, FW, and Chet pointed that out as well. FW already did Turtle Rock. So,
oh yeah.
He's a full dungeon ahead there. Yeah.
Chad is also constructing the trolliest stuff that they can. Imagine if Pet yields him the powder or mushroom, or even worse, the book.
Well, it is true that he is a dungeon. FW will be a dungeon ahead. First of all, he has to get through Swamp. That will take you a little bit. Swamp is a long dungeon. He will get everything he needs there, but yeah, there's that. On the other hand, Mikan does have Butter Sword and Boots, which in Tower are huge. And imagine if FW only picks up one sword like Elminster does. That would give a huge advantage.
Oh, is he going back to Sahasrara, I guess?
Yep. First Sasha, then Pedestal.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Dsitt did skip over Ether in Swamp. Ew.
Oh no. Alright, Mikan finds out Sasha doesn't have anything. And off we go to the pedestal blind pull.
There you go, guys. You got your wish. Let's hope it's a mushroom.
I think the book would be even worse.
Oh dear, yeah, that's right.
Oh, please just be couch cash or something useless.
The question is, what does he do from there?
He has to remember Agina's cave. I think he pretty much checked everything. I don't even think he left any anything behind in any of the dungeons. Alright, here we go. What do you have, Pedestal? Oh no!
Are you serious?
Oh,
Oh
my
my
god!
Oh
Oh my god.
no! You cannot be. No fucking way, dude. Oh my god.
Please, Mikan. Oh my god. I don't even know what to say anymore. This is amazing.
This is the biggest bait I have ever seen in my entire life. Oh my god!
Oh man, considering what genius plays he made before with Swamp and everything, and now it turns into this? Nobody deserves this, come on. Maybe when he gets to the Bombos tablet, he suddenly has a thought strike his head. That's really the only thing I can hope for at this point.
I cannot believe this. In the meantime, FW did get his tempered sword, so he's good on that. I cannot believe this.
Oh, Vitreous has the mushroom.
Why would you do this to a player? Like, seriously, why would you do this to a player?
Oh, that is just the worst, Mikan, please. Oh my god.
Oh man. I have no words for this.
Yeah, I'm stumped. I'm just so amazed at how this played out that I would have expected a lot of things, but not this.
Ah, this looks like he's remembering locations he hasn't checked now.
Yeah, checking a couple mirror spots.
Yeah, and there's still FW. We have seen Dsitt did skip over Ether in Swamp, so it's not impossible for FW to do the same. It's hard for him to do the same, but there is a chance that he might mess that up as well. We'll find out right now. Yep,
Nope, he's going back.
Going back in.
Oh, Mikan, you have to remember things quickly after you check this tablet for no reason at all.
Yeah, at this point, if FW does not make any mistakes, I think that's his race. And that's so unfortunate. That's so unfortunate.
That is super unfortunate.
Why do you give a player the book there? Please.
That is just absolute insanity.
What is Seed?
Yeah, I'm really at a loss for words here. Gets another bottle. Okay, let's see what he does now. Releases the bee in anger. Alright, he's fluting away. What are you checking?
In the meantime, not to take away from the other race that is going on, Mikan has just like, it's heartbreaking. Elminster actually entering Ganon's tower.
Yeah, I'm sorry, we completely missed out on the other place, but this was just such a crazy development of the seed. It's... ugh.
Yeah. So, yeah, guys, we have a big key in this tower, and there's 22 chests where this big key can be. What do you think? How many chests does it take Elminster to find that big key? Let us know.
Yeah, what's your guess? Do you have a number that you guess usually?
I always root for 1, but if I had to guess, I always go with Dsitt7 is a pretty good number.
Yeah, I usually choose 8, so we should be pretty close to each other.
So this is number 7. Alright, fair enough.
Alright.
Mikan remembering about locations that he doesn't visit before. Sadly, he doesn't remember the most important one. Alright, yeah, so barring any major disasters, this is definitely Elminster's race to lose. He's 2 dungeons ahead in tower over Dsitt. He's currently doing Turtle Rock. He skipped over Ether. That's rough. Absolutely rough.
The only thing he has over Elminster is that 1 sword upgrade, and that's definitely not gonna make the difference in the end here, sadly.
Definitely.
Oh no, and Mikan is checking the Fat Fairy now. Still hasn't done that yet, so he's wasting even more time. He is gonna grab his Riot Shield for his full super equipment here at the end, so he'll have everything he needs, but...
Yeah, and FW is going into Meyer right now, and that will be his last crystal, so...
Yeah, and despite the big keep being pretty far in, he can just go mode it as much as he can. Probably won't take him nearly as long as it will for Mikan to find the cane and then go to Turtle Rock and Meyer.
Yeah, that's too big a difference at this point. What a shame. What a shame.
That is really sad. Mikan looked ahead for so long. He made the plays that he needed to make. He found all the sword upgrades in Ether. Oh no, is he checking escape now?
I think he doesn't know what to check at this point.
Yeah, I think he's just really lost on where to go. He needs to remember that Agina's cave.
Yeah, he's checking. That's the right idea, my friend. It's the wrong location that is isolated, but that's the right idea. Oh, he didn't check here. Oh, I think he's going to do it. He's going to do it after this.
I really hope so.
In the meantime, Dsitt, unfortunate death in Turtle Rock. Has to start over the dungeon there.
Yeah, that's a bit painful. Elminster is coming up in the torch room here. He needs to be a bit careful with his hearts, but he should be fine.
Yeah.
And Mikan is just completely lost.
Oh yeah, Elminster is actually checking the chests because he does not have a very good sword to fight Ganon.
Yeah,
but we know. We know he can't find a sword here, so
yeah,
there is that.
Really like a little bit of a better equipment to get to Ganon, but can't find nothing in here. Well, Mikan is trying to retrace his steps. What could he have forgotten? Yeah, that's the right number.
Yeah, I think he got it. Yeah, he got it.
Yep, that's it. That's so unfortunate.
That hurts me really badly. Just watching.
Yeah, that makes me really sad for him. He, as I said earlier, he made the right place. He went into Swamp when he needed to. He found all those sword upgrades in Ether and everything. And there it is.
I wouldn't blame him for just forfeiting right now, honestly.
Yeah. That is definitely the feeling of a forfeit right there.
Okay, he's taking it with humor. I'm loving that one.
Yeah, that's good. At least he's a good sport about it.
Yeah. Alright. In the meantime, Elminster finishing up with Aga 2, going into Ganon soon. So he'll definitely have well, hopefully have a sub 2 to his name here, which is quite a nice time, especially for the seed.
Yeah, definitely. Barring any major mishaps here, like a fall to Ganon or some hucks, he should be doing pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
He might decide to flute away first because he's at 1.5 hearts. Well, never mind.
Or he just runs into Ganon and then decides to start over. Or he uses the blue goo.
Yeah, that's probably also a good decision. Alright, so Mikan is in go mode now. At least his way to Vitreous won't be too long, but he does still need to finish all of Turtle Rock.
Mm-hmm.
Elminster getting a nice Ganon position here, getting 2 hits in with every spin. Ooh, needs to be careful though, that's 1 heart left.
Yeah, still alive, still alive.
Still going strong.
In the meantime, FW also in a similar position, using his blue goo. Not quite on Ganon, but also in a boss fight.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, and Elminster taking a death.
That
Now
is painful.
We know that he is far ahead, so it doesn't matter that much. But if you are Elminster at this point, you're getting close to the 2-hour mark. You're starting to worry. So let's hope he'll keep his cool and gets it done.
Yeah, he's already down to 4 hearts again. Gets a little bit poked by Ganon's stick there. Alright, and now FW is on his way to Ganon's tower, while Mikan will make his way up to Turtle Rock and hopefully finish that up reasonably quickly.
I mean, at this point, it's not impossible for Mikan to win, but like it would take a major miracle.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, has to stop to buy some bombs first.
Oh yeah, bombs are nice. Yeah, Elminster, in order for Dsitt to catch up, would probably have to die about 10 times, honestly.
Yeah, it should really not be a problem. I mean, he's down to 1 heart, but he's already on phase 3, almost through it now. He does have silvers. I think he should be pretty safe here. We've got a question from chat here. What's an average time for a run like this? I'd say what most runners drive to, especially when they're starting out, is a sub 2. The average time really depends on what kind of seed you get. It can be super nice to you and you finish in 1 hour and 30 minutes, or it can be super trolly and you finish in 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Yep.
But I think about, I don't know, an hour 45 minutes maybe.
That'd be a good average, yeah. An hour 40, 45. Sounds about right.
And FW decides to go left side immediately, not even checking the first 2 chests on the right side, which we know is a good choice, but he doesn't have any way of knowing.
Mm-hmm.
And Elminster finishes his race first, kills Ganon, Just gonna wait for him to walk through that magic door, and then we're gonna get his official SRL time. Alright, and he finishes first with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 54 minutes, and 37 seconds.
GG to Elminster.
Yep, GG to Elminster. Probably gonna get him in here in a second for a post-game interview. Probably wants to unwind a little bit after the seed.
Master Sword Swag.
Yep, didn't stop him at all.
Alright, so FW making his way through tower.
And I just caught Mikan talking on IRC. He said, video games. Don't worry, I'm laughing.
It's good that he still has the humor after this. I would be devastated, honestly.
Yeah, that would be quite devastating, but he's taking it with a grain of salt, which is probably the right way to look at it.
Alright, and it looks like I can pull in Elminster here. Let's see.
Hello?
Hello.
GGCU, congrats on winning your race.
Thank you.
How'd you feel about that seed?
I felt like I found a whole lot of nothing most of the time.
Yeah.
I feel like I didn't route it particularly well. I was kind of like, every time I went somewhere, I was like, oh, there's a better place I could have gone, but I'm already kind of committed. Ice Palace, I was a bit scared that I had left something in there, but going in there without Kane, and then not getting... what was it? I don't know, I just went to Coldster, and I was just hoping that nothing was there. And I was stuck with Fighter Sword for most of the seed, so...
Yeah, so really were all the other runners. I mean, there were 2 sword upgrades, one of which you skipped in Swamp and Ether, so Swamp paid out massively this time around. And yeah, you only left a red and a blue rupee behind in Ice Palace, so definitely the right choice.
Oh, that's good. I was afraid it was going to be Ether. I didn't find mirror or flippers or things like that for a long time, so I was getting worried.
Yeah, you all really were having a 4-way here. I don't know if you actually realized that, but everyone went to the catfish really, really late. So the mirror was quite elusive until really there wasn't much else left to check anymore at that point. It was a very interesting race to watch, I have to say. I was also quite surprised to see that all of you checked Agina's cave quite late. I mean, it's a cave that's quite out of the way, so I can sort of understand it, but it did have a really important item this time around.
It did. I think just not a lot was happening in the Desert Mire area for most of the seed.
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably why.
Yeah, I mean, it worked out in the end.
I had a lot of close calls this seed, actually.
Yeah, we were clinching quite a bit here.
I got too greedy on Ganon, so that was... I always get really greedy when I do Master Sword Ganon, I always die. But T-Rock was really scary because I was half a heart into, like, halfway in, trying to get the vanilla big key location, and I didn't have enough magic to fire out the pokies.
Yeah, that was quite the thing to watch. You really wanted that key, and then it turns out you're getting a key for a key. That must have hurt.
It could have been flippers for all I knew.
Yeah, that's very true. You don't want to skip on anything.
But yeah, I felt like this was kind of unusual for V26. Like, not a whole lot in pendant dungeons. There was the sword in Thieves Town that turned out to be really important, but not a lot in the pendant dungeons, and nothing in T-Rock really.
Yeah, except for that half magic, T-Rock had really nothing at all of importance, I'd say. But yeah, great race. GG to you again, and congrats on your win. Feel free to stick around if you want to. Your opponent has a little bit to do before he can finish up. He's now in Mire, which will be his last crystal before he heads over to Ganon's Tower. On the other race, FWBronaugh versus Mikan, we had Mikan do some miracle routing and finding all the things that he needed. And then at the end, he forgot to check Agina's cave. So what he did is he finished up Desert, he blind pulled the pedestal, and as trolly as it could be, it gave him the book, misleading him even further. It was a thing to watch. We were losing our mind.
It was heartbreaking. He was so far ahead of everybody. He was so far ahead, and then that happened.
I feel bad for him, but that is amazing. That is just wow.
Yeah, the chat was making up the trolliest things they could, saying, yeah, maybe it's mushroom, maybe it's powder. And then I said, yeah, but book would probably be the worst for him. And ta-da!
Well, I guess it's your fault now.
Yeah, blame me, that's fine. Blame the German.
So did he finish?
He's in Ganon's Tower right now, and his opponent just started the Ganon fight. He's on phase 2, so he's not too far behind, but considering how far ahead he was and originally, it is absolutely heartbreaking.
Yeah, that sucks. Definitely, things like that make me paranoid a lot throughout all these races.
Mm-hmm. I can understand that for sure.
Yeah.
Alright, so Magus, do you have any more questions? I didn't mean to completely take over the interview here.
All good, all good. You asked everything I wanted to know, so I mean, I don't really particularly remember anything that I wanted to know.
Yeah, I think I got most of the questions out of the way that I wanted to ask about, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, feel free to stick around. Elminster, we're probably gonna get the winner of the other match in here in a second. While Dsitt is finishing up Mire, still looking for that big key if I'm not mistaken. And there we go for FW, GG to him. Congrats on winning his race. Gonna grab his official SRL time in a second.
GG.
And there he goes, GG. His official SRL time is 2 hours, 2 minutes, and 51 seconds. Mikan still taking it like a champ. Laughing it up in the IRC channel.
Alright. Yeah. I think we're getting FW pulled in momentarily.
Poor Mikan.
I mean, a win is the win, am I right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Win's a win. And win's a win.
Can't really complain about it. It's just, you know, how could that pedestal have a book on it? Why couldn't it be a bunch of bombs or some cash or an arrow upgrade? Literally anything but the book.
The book was just salt in the wound, really.
Yeah, that is, oh man.
Oh, God. Alright, I think I got him here. Let's see if we can pull him in.
Yep, looks like he's here. GG to you, FW, and congrats on winning your race.
Oh, I see it blinking, but I don't hear any voices. Mikan's cave. It's now Mikan's cave. Yeah, I think that's fitting.
And it looks like Ak, our tracker, has decided to take the troll a little further, remove all the items from Mikan except for his rod.
That's all you need, right?
That is all he needed, indeed.
I'm resetting for the next race. I see.
Sure you are.
That makes sense, right? Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Can we make contact here with FW? Does your microphone work? Are you having some technical issues, or?
I imagine he's trying to fix it, probably.
Yeah, probably. He'll get back to us as soon as he can, I'm sure. Alright, so Mikan is coming up on his Moldorm 2 fight. Decides to go with the cape just for the swag.
I think he's having fun.
Yeah, I would be at this point.
Yeah, well, now, yeah.
Oh, I thought for a second he was going to try to hover over that gap just to make it even more fun. Okay, and Dsitt on the bottom here is making his way over to the Ganon's tower. Gonna enter it at about 2 hours, 7 minutes, not quite. While Mikan is getting ready for his Aga 2 fight. Ooh, gets a nice triple.
Showing off, huh? Well. Not too bad, though. Right. Not too bad.
Yeah, that was a really good fight. Oh, hello there. Now you're coming through. You're a little bit quiet, but you should be good.
Alrighty, well, hello everyone.
Hello there. How are you feeling after that scene?
That was definitely an experience, that's for sure.
Yeah, you could call it that. And as we said on IRC already, you have no idea of the story that Mikan will have to tell you after he gets here.
Yeah, I figured I was doomed in at least a couple of places there, starting with Skull Woods and then ending with where Ether Medallion ended up being.
Yeah, it was... your opponent was a little bit ahead of you for quite a while, but he made some decisions that were not too great in his favor. But I'm sure he'll tell us all about it as soon as he finishes up his Ganon fight here. He's already in phase 3. Yeah, but I don't know. Do you have any specifics of the seed that you disliked or liked, or how do you think this could have been any more trolly? Did you find it especially trolly, or did you just find it annoying because it was such a long trek to everywhere, basically?
I think I was trying to out-troll a seed that wasn't really quite as trolly as I thought it was the problem.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. I mean, I don't really offhand remember anything specifically that you did that was, like, especially weird or strange as a decision. It seemed like all 4 of you, since we had a 4-way, were quite on the same path for most of the time. We also have Mikan finishing up here with an official SRL time.
Megas, Herpy, please.
Hello, Mikan.
Please.
Well, how are you feeling after
I
that?
am like laughing for real right now. I had a really good time.
Oh man, we were praying for you to go to that cave, and then you decided, nope, I am gonna finish up desert, and then you decided to blind pull the pedestal. And before we went there, I was like, well, I guess book will be the worst case for him. And what do you know?
It
I was
absolutely
going under the
was.
assumption it was a pedestal seat all along. I think the only thing that saved me from that was that ether turned out to be my go mode item.
Yeah, Ether was, I mean, Swamp in general was just a treasure trove today. 2 sword upgrades, Ether for the Turtle Rock axes. It was quite crazy. I mean, for the Mire axes.
I don't really know what to say. I had a really fun time. I noticed right at the end there, right before Moldorm 2, I still had the mushroom. I forgot to turn that in. So that would have I didn't quite have 100%, but I was pretty close.
Yeah, you definitely weren't missing much. We still don't know where the powder was. I think that's pretty much the only item that was missing.
I
That
was
must
so
have
happy.
been. That must have been a mushroom, maybe.
Oh gosh, I was so happy to find the net, so I had every single Y item.
That was so unfortunate for you because I mean you go into Mire and I'm saying beforehand, as you know, commentators curse. If he finds boots, then you know could get off track.
Just a little bit.
Oh man, that was so unfortunate.
Yeah,
So
well, that's how
unfortunate.
it goes, I guess. But I don't know. Seeing that bee come down from ether, like right after I did the book thing, I was cracking up. I was seriously like, I lost it.
Well, we were very happy to see that you're taking it like a champ and that you're laughing about it, because we were both saying that was so heartbreaking to see you go through all of that. It really was. You were quite in the lead for a little bit there at the end, and oh man, it was just heartbreaking.
Yeah, I would have definitely tilted in your place.
I'm going to guess my opponent didn't end up finding the book.
No,
No.
I never found the book. Where was it?
It was on the pedestal.
Aha! That would explain it then.
Yeah.
I never had the book and I never got the boots until I was in go mode, so I wanted to do desert, but it was just pop my head in, big key on the pillar, nope, that's not happening, goodbye desert.
Yeah. So what Mikan did, just to explain it fully to you, Mikan unfortunately forgot about Agina's cave, so his go mode item would have been the Cane of Samaria. But he was looking around everywhere to find it, not remembering the cave. And it turns out after he got the boots in Mire, he decided, all right, I guess the boots means I can now finish desert. And he did just that and blind pulled the pedestal. And he got the book from the pedestal, which of course led him even further astray. He checked all the tablets and everything else, and finally, thankfully, remembered Agina's cave, and he took it like a champ. He put a little LMAO sign up on his stream, and we were all having a good laugh.
Yo, the storybook sleeps again forever.
Well, not in your case.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that was fun. GG, that was apparently still pretty close.
Yeah, I mean, considering what kind of world tour you took after you got the book, it was still pretty close. I also see that both of our top racers, FW and Mikan, decided not to stop their timer, just to keep it going a little bit.
Yeah, it's fine. We'll see how high we can make it.
Yeah, I think I got a little bit distracted there at the end.
Yeah,
Same.
I mean, that's all fine. You want to type in that .done in the chat, especially if you haven't seen your opponent do it yet, so hitting that life split button or whatever you're using, not a priority there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Dsitt is on his Aga 2 fight here, seems to be getting quite some hits in and defeats him, so all he has left is the scan and fight.
Yep.
Did they have the same seed as us, I assume?
Yes.
Oh man, I beat a guy. Sweet.
Well, Dsitt had another unfortunate thing happen. He did not decide to check the big chest in Swamp, which put him so far behind, so he never got Ether, and then just like went around and pretty much as a last resort went back into Swamp.
Yeah, that cost him quite some time.
I did something pretty similar in my first match, except it was left side Swamp, and I decided, this can't possibly be important. Whoops, that was the fluke.
Oh no. Alright, Dsitt put in escape to good use. He should be out of phase 2 now, getting into phase 3. I hope he still has a potion of some sort, otherwise his magic... Yeah, he does, okay.
I forgot the purple chest too. I just realized.
I think it was just a piece of heart, if I'm remembering right.
Good.
I mean,
Excuse
what
me?
else? Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I have to correct myself. A piece of the mirror.
It's like we both commentators at the start, we thought that Lumberjack Cave was the mirror because I don't know why. It was just a piece of heart, but you know, we both are just like we were completely convinced it was the mirror until like 5 minutes and the people started to finally yell at us with like, it's not the mirror, guys, come on.
Yeah, not our best showing, but you know, it happens. Alright, and now Dsitt finishing up his Ganon fight.
And there it goes.
There he goes. Official SRL time is 2 hours, 16 minutes, and 41 seconds. He just told us that he'll be there in 1 second.
Yeah.
Probably needs a quick bathroom break or something, no problem at all.
I'm curious how we got, of course, more races coming up here. As always.
Yep, you're not getting rid of us that quickly. There is an unlimited amount of rando coming your way.
I'm not sure how the setup is going for those because those were supposed to happen 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, I'm gonna assume they'll switch over right away.
Yeah. There we go. We got the old switcheroo right there on the stream.
We do.
Yep, so let's quickly get Dsitt in here maybe. I don't know if we actually have any more time for an interview because the other race is already 20 minutes late, but I don't really want to deny him if possible.
Oh, that was kind of my fault, sorry guys. I'll try not to pull the pedestal in my next race.
Okay.
Hey everybody. I'm apparently like last time I'm having mic troubles, so I can't really hear you all. But I would like to say GG to Elminster, and that was a tough seed. I usually don't skip left side of Swamp Palace, but I did, and that's what ended up costing me. Let's see. What else? Kinda wish I went to Catfish a little earlier. And Ice Palace was interesting, trying to work around 0 bombs. But yeah, that was pretty tough. Swamp Palace holding everything.
Yeah, pretty much. And I don't know if you can hear us alright, but I hate to cut you off. We're already 20 minutes late for the next race, so we gotta get out of here as quickly as possible and make room for the next commentators and racers.
Yep. I want to thank you for commentating with me, Herfy. Thank you to the runners for the runs. That was awesome. Thank you to Speed Gaming for the restream, of course, and good luck to our follow-up commentators and racers. Stay cool, guys.
In the name of time saving, I'll just say ditto, and we'll be seeing you soon.